Baltimore Ravens. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This one taken from the 7.
Let's go, folks.
So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. They'll be led out by the final pick of the first round in 2018 out of Louisville. It's Lamar Jackson.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
Jackson going to get this out to Brown. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 36.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
To throw is Jackson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target. And now it's second down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. To throw on second and 10. Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Got a man. It's Brown. The numbers for Brown from a week ago, he took out some anger, some apparent anger against that defense. The yards just kept going up and up and up.
Yeah, he was just running up and down the field doing whatever he wanted. By the end of the game, he was seeing 2, sometimes 3 defenders on every snap, yet he was still making play after play. It was like he was running routes versus air in practice.
And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 6-yard touchdown run. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Orchestrating the offense will be a man who, of course, won a national title back in his days at Clemson, Deshaun Watson.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
On second and 12, Watson with a catch made by Hopkins. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Matt Breida hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Watson. And it's incomplete.
But there was no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one, and even 40 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On 1st down, here's Breida. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, tighten down.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He's got Curse. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1 yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And we are tied at 14. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it was finished off by Deontay Foreman on the touchdown run. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Escaping the pressure right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
The throw over the middle taken in, and they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards, a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got his man. It's Andrews. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line.
90 is a Mike. Night, sweetheart. Echo.
And Jackson throwing once more. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Now on 2nd and 16, Jackson. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 27-yard line. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
16 yards on that one at a Raven 1st. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
To throw is Jackson. Throwing again. His pass caught at the 4. 11 yards there, 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop it.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game as his guys are able to regain the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. Well, that one was over before it could get rolling. How about the D just knifing into the backfield and shutting that one down?
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Watson. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Texans on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Watson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is fielded at the 7. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
From the 17, Jackson. He's got a first down past the 30. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, Jackson, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
Jackson throwing on target to Brown. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing is Jackson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Now it's Jackson on the crossing route. Complete. That's Andrews. The Ravens get a new set of downs. Give him 17 on that pickup. Jackson on first down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. A gain of 6 there on first. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Miles Boykin, his first touchdown on the year. As the Ravens push further out in front.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the second quarter, he doesn't even have a catch.
And don't think they're not hearing about it in the huddle and on the sidelines. And we often think of wide receivers at times being disruptive. It's just that they know their talents and they know the type of plays they can make, and they can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
Yeah, you got to think he's going to want the ball more. One target, no catches.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Watson on target here to Fuller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Back to throw, Watson. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 35. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. That'll be complete to Breida. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Again, it's Watson. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep.
Let's go.
And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you've got a horse like this, second quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect it. He's got to touch it and offer in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to try to get him into the flow, we would assume here. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
Pick six, baby. Let's get this all day.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They run with Breida. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. This is taken at the 18. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. 33 yards that time. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
Jackson now steps away to his left. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Jackson. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Covers that time by Aaron Colvin.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Jackson to throw, eluding the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
The quick slant caught. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we see.
And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 2 yards out as the Ravens push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try to hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter, it's a good running back dive play.
Watch the screen.
On the delay, here's Breida. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now, it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Second and 5 now. Jackson. And he slings one that's incomplete. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't, because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Got him in. It's Brown.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Daniels able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall, and they can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. This is Breida. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, Adam, go.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. It kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
He finds his target, Fuller. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Well, officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Breida. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 27, Watson, and that's off the mark, incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball. Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans cut into that lead. A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded. And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well. That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. The 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling. So much for being conservative and running that football. And 6 points for the Baltimore Ravens. Defensively by now,
You know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting him.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Watson, check down to Breida. They'll give him 8 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
The Texans on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 45-yard line. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On 1st down, Watson completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. On 1st down, it's Watson. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And the ball is knocked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll run on 1st down. Foreman. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Foreman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on fourth, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much fourth downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on fourth down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. A gain there of 21 yards. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Jackson throwing on target to Brown. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season. To try again after the sack. Jackson flush to his right. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans 16. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds, right around the 7. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Okay, he's not going to get the 1st down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 7 yards away as the Ravens push further out in front. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Another incomplete pass there. What do you take from this game offensively?
Well, you know it's tough to really analyze for because it is a team game, right? And let's be honest, though. The defense did them no favors in this one at all. Offense actually moved the ball.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taking it about the 16. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now Jackson to throw again. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.